Hey guys, what's up? This is Francisco with Valeroso Capital, and we're gonna do the weekly watch list video. In this video, we're gonna take a look at some of the names that I have on my watch list. I'm gonna share somewhere around 5 to 6 names, so that way you can add these to your current watch list, or if you didn't have a time during the weekend to make your own watch list, I hope that these names help you so that you can focus and act on these and execute them with confidence and accuracy. So first of all, let's start. Let's take a quick look at the ISIC, which is the Nasdaq Composite. The ticker ISIC is the one in TradingView. And we can see that the Nasdaq Composite we have kind of a head and shoulders bottoming pattern here. Of course, a pattern is only a pattern once we get confirmation. So we want to see the Nasdaq Composite we want to see the Nasdaq Composite holding these lows right here. And what's actually really interesting is that if you do, for any of you Fibonacci students, if we do a Fibonacci retracement from this low to this high, we can see that the 0618 level is right here, somewhere around 13,350. And I think it's really interesting to see how price has actually respected that level. But of course, we continue to trade below a declining 8 exponential moving average, which is the orange line right here. We continue to trade below a declining 21 exponential moving average, which is the blue line here. And we continue to trade below a declining 50 daily. And of course, we are trading far, far below the 200 daily. So the market, the path of this resistance continues to be to the downside, right? We have to respect what we see. But actually something really interesting here is that see this day right here, we actually made a higher high, right? And I kind of see that as a little bit encouraging, but of course we want to see what? We want to see a higher low, right? If we get a higher high and then we get a higher low, then perhaps the next move, we're going to retest that level and perhaps we're going to form a handle. But of course, that's a prediction and we have to focus on what price is doing and we have to respect those levels and manage risk. So that's for the Nasdaq Composite, kind of the overall market. But now let's take a look at some of the charts that I have to share with you. And the first name that I have here is BPT. And I'm going to share kind of the charts that I think that are actionable, right? Because there are a lot of names that I bet a lot of people are looking. We have BTU, we have RES, we have CEIX, and a lot of those names already took off, right? Perhaps we're going to be able to act on them once they pull back, but I want to kind of focus on the names that I think that are at viable levels. So first of all, here we have BPT, and what is actually interesting about BPT, right? We had a dividend day. We had a dividend day, and we have a really interesting pullback in BPT. So where is this pullback coming from? As you can see, this pullback is coming right into this pivot here that acted as resistance and then acted as support, and right now is acting as support as well. So what is really interesting about this level is that you have a level, you have a point in this chart when you can manage risk against, right? So if you were able to buy BPT, first of all, you have the 21 exponential moving average, and then you have the 1485 pivot level. So you can easily buy this somewhere around this level here, use this low right here to manage risk, because if the price breaks that pivot, then the trade is no longer valid. So remember, trading is all about finding places where you can manage risk and have a higher return against your risk, right? So you want to risk very little to make more. So that's basically trading. So here, right, so I think BPT, right, we have some really nice volume. Of course, we have some selling volume as well, but I think that the setup is worth it. Use that 21 exponential moving average as your selling guide, or you can use that pivot level of 1485 as well. And I'll be looking at least for a retest of these highs right here, somewhere around 19. So this one is looking somewhere around 1850 to 19. So that one's looking pretty interesting. Now let's take a look at CF. And this is a really nice looking chart, right? If you just look at this chart, right, it's just respecting that 21 day, right? Respecting that 21 day, respecting that 21 day. This is the 21 exponential. And right now is respecting that 8 exponential moving average, right? We have earnings, but we have some time, right? The earnings are in May. And I think this one is looking really interesting, right? We have that 100 level. And I think there's a chance that we're going to visit somewhere around that 116 to that 120, right? We have the pivot right here. We had a rejection right at that weekly quant pivot level. But look what holds, right? That 8 exponential moving average held, and now we had an inside day right above that 8 exponential moving average. I think that you can use this level as your selling guy, right? This low right here. Or if you want to be a little bit more opportunistic, you can be a little bit patient and wait for that pullback to the 21 exponential moving average. But I think this is actionable right here. Now let's take a look at the next name that I have here. And that name is Oxy. Really beautiful setup, right? I know that a lot of people are watching this one, but this one is actually looking pretty nice, right? Look at the volume, right? We have some really nice volume coming to the upside. That 8 exponential moving average held. And right now, price is respecting that 21 exponential moving average. So that is actually pretty encouraging. And what I like about this one is that we have a dried up in volume while the price continues to trade sideways in a flag. And right now, what we have an inside day right above that 8 exponential moving average. You can buy this one right here. You can use a really tight stop here, but I think that a better place to manage risk is going to be that 21 exponential moving average. And that way you can give the position a little bit of wiggle room. So this one is looking pretty nice as well. And I will be looking actually for new highs, probably looking somewhere around the 66 level. Now let's take a look at FNB. Franco Nevada, if for you guys that don't know, this is a gold miner, and the gold mining ETF is looking amazing. As you can see that Franco Nevada, right, we had kind of a double bottom. And right now we kind of have a high handle, right? Kind of a high handle formation. We can see that volatility has been contracting a little bit here. So this one is looking pretty nice, right? We're trending right above that 8 exponential moving average. And this one is actually offering a really nice place to manage risk. Of course, you can wait for the breakout and then manage risk using that pivot. That will be one option, but I prefer to manage my risk using that 8 exponential moving average. Or if you want to take a smaller position and give this a little bit more room, you can of course use the 21 exponential moving average, or you can use the pivot that we have right here, which is somewhere around 163.80. But this one is looking really nice, and I think this one has a really nice chance to make new highs, move somewhere around 173. Now, the next name that I want to take a look at, right here we have CCJ, and we can see that, right, we know that these uranium names are moving pretty fast, and this one has been trending pretty beautifully, right? We have the move up, we kind of had a flag, we move, and that 21 exponential moving average acted as support. And something that I always mention in my videos, guys, is when you have a name that is starting a trend, usually the first moving average that acts as support in volume, that tends to be the most important moving average in that trend for that stock. And it really depends. Some stocks depend. It depends on the momentum. It depends on the name. It depends on the industry and a lot of things. But a lot of the names that I watch tend to respect that 21 exponential moving average. And you can see that CCJ is a perfect example of what a trend following trade actually is. After some pullbacks, I think that right now CCJ is actually ready kind of probably a parabolic move, right? We close above this 30 level, which is this high right here. And right, I think that you can manage, right? You can use this 8 exponential moving average as your stop. You can get it somewhere around here. And then I think that there's a chance that CCJ is going to move somewhere around 35. But of course, you have to, you basically need to follow price and just manage your risk at the most kind of pivotal levels in the chart. So I think that this one looks really good. We have a lot of beautiful volume patterns in the chart as well. And then finally, I have Pfizer. This one looks kind of a little bit different, but I really love what is happening in XLV. And XLV is the ETF for healthcare. And you can see that XLV, right, we broke above this 50, really nice volume patterns, and we're starting to trend right above the 21 exponential moving average. And one of the major weighted stocks on that ETF is actually Pfizer. What I like about Pfizer here, kind of have a head and shoulders bottoming pattern. And I think there's a high probability that Pfizer is going to break above this pivot, perhaps test this pivot right here, or even move higher from here. What I like in Pfizer is, right, we had this really nice move above that 50 daily moving average, which is the purple line. And now we retested that line, we move above it, and now we're starting to respect that 21 exponential moving average. But of course, we have no idea of what Pfizer is going to do next, but I think it's offering a really, really nice spot to manage risk, since you can use that 21 exponential moving average as your covering guide. And I think that we can look for higher prices in this name as well. So those are basically the names that I have for you guys. I want to keep it really short and sweet. I just wanted to share the best setups that I'm watching right now, and I think there's a lot of opportunities. I saw a lot more setups, but I think that these ones are the ones that I'm going to focus on for the week, and I hope they really help you outperform the market next week. And remember that the most important thing is always to manage risk, since we don't know what the market is going to do next. So thank you so much guys for watching. I hope that you have an amazing night, and I wish you the best of luck next week. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Take care, and remember to like and subscribe. Bye-bye.